Okay guys, you join me in Coffs Harbour. It is pretty much 2 in the morning or so, and we are going to drive as far as I can today. But I'm not in a crazy rush. Jesus, if you have a look, here is how I spent the night. I wanted to film in there, but I was just so tight. And I might even do a caravan park tonight. I'm not sure, because I need a shower. I feel terrible. But we're going to talk about the Ute. We're going to talk about its little quirks and things, which there are many. There are many, as with any new old car. But let's get going. If we have a look here, one of the things already is, it seems to be working now, but the fuel gauge is a little bit dicky. So I've set a odometer from when I filled up. But everything else seems to be working. Aircon seems to work, which is unusual. There are a few things I want to fix, which I want to get a gear knob pattern, and I want to get a new switch here. Anyway, the list goes on, but let's get cracking. If it was light, I'd show you outside, but we're in the middle of nowhere. Hi mate, can I just get a large long black? This has been my view for the last 3 hours. I'm completely alone, completely by myself. Once it's daylight though, we'll have a little chat and I'll walk around the car again and show you guys what I want to do with it. Right, well, this is our first challenge. Yeah, that's not great. It's only just let go. So I think what we're going to do is still have all of those wheels in here. So this is the other tire, my other wheel. It's kind of fucked, if I'm honest, but it might have to do just for a little bit, just to get us out of this. Alright, there we go guys. I have the new wheel on. I didn't film it because I'm on the side of the highway with all these trucks coming past. Just sketchy. But always be prepared. Right, well, bit of an update. We're not doing too well, if I'm honest, because what's happened, and sorry about the average light. Yeah, we're back here again, and that is because this is the old tire. I didn't really want to run this, and I've just put it in so that I could, and in the end I just put it on so I could pull into a rest stop. But as you can see, it's totally cooked. The sidewall is completely cracked. It's, what time is it? It is 3:49 in the morning. But we are off the highway. We're just on a little road, and I still have another tire, but it's similar, so it'll probably get me 500 meters and then it'll let go. We do have the spare wheel all the way under there, but the jack tool has been replaced by one off like a Toyota Hilux or something. It's a completely different style, so I can't get that down. So I'm stuck. And I am in a place called, where is it? I'm in a place called Johns River. So there we go. So because of the time, I'm really not sure what we're gonna do. Oh, I don't mind pulling over and having a nap though, and figuring it out in the morning. I might make a video and do it that way. At least we've got plenty of battery and stuff, but you know, maybe I should be upset. I'm not really though, you know, shit happens, it's my own fault. I should have bought more spares, so yeah, not sure what I'm gonna do. I think I might make an Instagram post if anyone's heading down to Johns River, if they have a tool or something like that, but it's all part of the journey, isn't it? Let's see what happens. Alright, well, we've put the spare wheel on. I'm just going to try and nurse it to the closest town. But on the plus side, looks like the fuel gauge is working. How cool. Right, well, the daylight has revealed the carnage. If we have a look here, yeah, I have completely destroyed the sidewall of this third tyre. So we only drove literally from there to here. So that tyre was totally fucked. And this one, that's our first one. That one is also cooked. And then that's our second one. All three. But it's about 6 in the morning now or so. What time is it? Yeah, 6:30. So now I think we're going to go to just up the road. There's another town, and yeah, I've just put a little post on social media to see if anyone's around that can help me out, but if not, that's okay. I'll just wait it out. Might have a nap or something until the tyre shops are open, and worst case I'll get a taxi or something, buy some wheels from a local wreckers and bring it back. But yeah, a bit of a bugger, but what are you going to do? You know, I don't have anyone to blame. It's just the way it is. I probably wish I'd bought another spare, but you know, it's always easy to say that in hindsight, isn't it? But I put that video up on social media, and within 20 minutes someone very, very kindly dropped me not just one, so we still have the gold one over there. They gave me 1, 2, so we swapped that other one. And if I have a look in here, underneath, down there and down there, so I have lots and lots of spares at the moment. It is interesting seeing just so many stockies, and on the other side the gold one is at the front, so it doesn't look good, but who cares? You know, they hold air, and the car is shockingly nice to drive now. I think the old tyres were extremely hard, so everything is better. Like it's amazing how much difference that made. But yeah, we're just going to stop, get a coffee. It's still only 8:30 in the morning, so we'll do that. I am discovering more and more things with this car. I've had to load up all the stuff there. It doesn't lock, or it's really like the electronic thing doesn't work, and the key breaks. It's a real prick to get it out of there. But you know, all these things are part of the experience, right? There we go. So yeah, it's all part of it. All part of it. Not going to be here too long. Right, so that saga with the wheels is done. Now I just had to buy a new SD card, but this is one of the quirks, is the screw thread there doesn't work, and hopefully, there we go. There we go. So the car starts, but then this comes off. That's all right. You know, ignition barrel. There are definitely some minor things that it needs, but that's okay, right? Because as I mentioned before, it was free. So this car has been very, very kindly donated. So this car has very kindly been donated by BHD Hire in Grafton. And if you guys are looking for excavator works or machinery hire and that kind of stuff, let him, you know, get in touch with him, because he has really done me a favor here. And so if you're unfamiliar with what has happened, is this car's been donated by them, and what we're going to do is, I'm not going to flip it, you know, not going to make money on it, not interested in that, right? And that wouldn't be fair anyway. So what has happened is the owner has owned this ute a really long time. I think it's, yeah, around 12 years or something, which is a long time, right? But it has sat for the last few. So what we're gonna do is save this ute, bring it back to its former glory. And that is what I want to do with you guys on the channel, and of course over on Instagram and Facebook. This car needs a lot of little 1%ers, but overall it's pretty good. You can probably hear it does have an exhaust. but it is a V6. Look, exhausts are my favorite on V6s. I'll be honest, this one's not too bad. It's kind of in the middle. So let's talk about the good things, is that it is really straight. It's really straight. There's like one ding on the whole car, and for a ute with 300,000 Ks, that's pretty good. The other great thing, motor and box, fantastic. The gearbox is really good. It might be a little bit noisy, it might be due for a service, but it's not excessive or anything. And other than the tyres, which you saw gave way, it's pretty good in here. There were a few little teething issues, obviously, as you saw in the last video of just getting it started, but overall, nothing really that bad whatsoever. A little bit merry now. It's really cool. I really like this ute. I've had VUs before, I've had an SS before, and I've had a V6, a red one as well. But I've never had a manual V6 one, and I like it. And you know, it's got the original interior still, which is a big plus. And the other big plus is everything that has been done to this car can be easily undone and swapped back to my spec, which is what we're going to do with this thing. It's got a LSD, so usually in manuals, and I think because it sits at about 2.5 grand on the highway, manual 346 gears, which is pretty cool, and it is an LSD because I had my head under there changing the tires. I had a look at the little LSD tag, so that's really good. Filled me with lots of confidence, that has. It's a good car. It's a good car, and it does not deserve, you know, it's worth me driving this distance. It doesn't deserve just to go in the bin. So anyway, we've just pulled up to a servo. I'm just gonna fill it up actually. So when I first got in the car, there was no, the fuel gauge didn't work. It was reading full, even though we knew that it wasn't. And then I filled it up and it didn't change, but it seems to start working. So it's bang on half a tank now, and we're at 337 kilometers. So I'm not actually sure how the fuel economy is going to go, but I'm going to fill it so that I can estimate our fuel economy range and that kind of thing. So that's the plan. Okay, so our fuel economy, we have traveled 338 kilometers, 29.55 liters. That is 8.7 liters per 100. That is pretty good. It is all highway though, of course, it is all highway. And around town is probably going to be low teens, but I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. I am pretty happy with that. Proof for the receipts. Yeah, very good. Very, very good. Right, and if you're not familiar with what the VU is, maybe you're outside of Australia, let me teach you. Let me teach you guys. So it is the ute version of the VX Commodore. So it was an entirely new shape in the early 2000s, this car, and yeah, it was a big deal, right? And not only was it a new shape, but we had a very important engine. Unfortunately, it's not in this car, but there were two engine options. There was the Ecotec V6, which is in this car, and there was the 5.7 litre LS1, the very, very famous LS1. So this one is not an LS1, obviously, right? But it is an S. So what the S pack means is it looks like the SS, the one with the V8, same body kit as the SS, but with the different engine. You could get them in 5-speed manual like this one, or you could get them in the 4-speed auto, same as the SS's. So yeah, they're a good thing. So they use the same Ecotec V6 that was in all of the other cars, and if you see them overseas, Australia was extremely lucky that we got this. It's such a cool thing, the V6 manual ute, and I just love it. I love utes. I've had lots of utes. I've had V8 utes and V6 utes. They're just the best. And when Dean messaged me and let me know that, you know, they were going to sponsor a little bit of the channel with this car, and I just could not say no. And yes, it does need work, obviously, but it's a really good base. It's good shell, good running gear. I mean, we're going to drive it all the way back. It definitely needs some roadworthy items, and those tyres, it does drive pretty rough, I'll be honest, right? But it's also been sitting for a while and it's driving much better on better tyres. Once we get some parts from easyautoparts.com.au, and a big shout out to them as well. They're a new channel sponsor and they really jumped on board, and if you guys use the code on screen now, you can save 10%. So go help them out, guys, because if you're buying stuff from there, you get 10% off. And it's a bit of a thank you, for supporting me doing this. So big thank you to them. So I really appreciate everyone coming together, them and Holdcom and everybody, guys, and Dean messaging me this year. This is going to be really cool. So what are my plans for this car? Well, I kind of putting on Monaro bonnet and the Monaro style headlights with the teardrop. That was the thing to do back then. However, those times have changed. So what we're going to do is we're going to undo that, but I will do one caveat. It is going to have SS headlights. I hate the standard clear headlights. If I have the option, the SS headlights are a million times better. So we're going to do SS headlights. We'll replace the tail lights as well with the standard ones, and I'm actually not too bad about the Monaro bonnet. But the main thing is we're going to get rid of those VYVZ badges on the side, because it's not a VYVZ. We'll put a badge on the back. We'll clean up the interior. We're going to save this car, but most importantly, we are going to buff it. That's right. So we're going to detail it so that it's looking $1 million. Red details really well, so trust me, don't let the faded paint deceive you. This car will come up fantastic. One thing that is odd about these cars, and it's not this one, they all do it, is they always rev hang. It's just, yeah, it's really quite strange. And I'm pretty patient on the road, but I gotta be honest, one thing that does my head in is when you're leapfrogging somebody, and I'm just with a car at the moment that I'm on cruise control, and I just keep leapfrogging them. And actually, I do want to talk about the cruise control in this car, or this era of cars, is fantastic, because it just does what you want it to do. It doesn't slow down, follow the car. I actually don't like that. There are a lot of modern cars, including the Staria, do. I much prefer this.
Just not right. I gave one.
The 400,000 or the.
You know, it's interesting. What time is it now? 3:15. So I've decided, because I haven't slept, I've been up since 2. I'm probably going to call it in about an hour or so, about 45 minutes or something like that north of Albury, and then just drive the rest tomorrow. I'm not really in a rush, and I'll film some videos and stuff, but there's no point pushing on when I'm tired, because I'm not enjoying it. And I actually want to go to a shop in Albury called Harrisfield Markets. I really wish we had something like that back home. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the VU, because I think it's actually getting better the longer I drive it. There is definitely a bit of box or not noise, because it's not a bad noise, but it's just loud. But I reckon just a bit of a service, but it feels great. Like, it doesn't feel bad or anything. I think it's probably box. And when we get home, I'll do those pulleys and the spark plugs as well. The fuel gauge has sort of started working, I think. So we're at half and 300, but just in case, once we get to like 450, 500, I'm just going to fill it again. I will be honest, it is much more draining driving this than driving the Hyundai, and I think that's not really a knock against this or a mark for the Hyundai. It's just a new car versus an old car. You know, I'm sweating bullets, and I just feel disgusting. I probably look terrible. That's the main reason I want to stop. And I was going to just sleep camp a rough again, and I probably will camp, just use my swag. But I think I'll do it properly this time. Set it up and have a shower, because it's nothing worse, you know. I just feel terrible. It's what this journey is about though, isn't it? And that's why I did it. I don't mind the drive from Albany to western suburbs Melbourne to Geelong area, but yeah, we're sort of probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes south of Sydney. I really enjoyed going through the tunnel and looking at all that stuff. But I'm warming to this ute. You know, I'm really getting used to it already. Getting used to the clutch. I haven't installed it actually, which is, you know, I've just jinxed myself there, but I'm getting used to it. I know how everything works. It's little niggles. One thing that is weird is that if you take too long to change gear, just in third and just in fourth, it dies. I don't know why that is. First and second, it's fine. And then usually you can just drop the clutch in third and it keeps on going. But I don't know why that even, you know, what the go is with that. So, just yeah, just knackered. It's been a really good journey, and we're almost at the end. And I've really enjoyed my time with it. I don't mind doing these little rough solo adventures on the fly. That's the other thing about me. Not that I hate planning, but I love doing stuff on the cuff. I don't know what I'm doing, just making it up as I go along. I didn't even know that I was going to go to the Gold Coast. I didn't know where I was going to stay. I just figure it out on the fly, and that's how I like to do these trips. It's different if I'm with somebody else, but when I'm on my own, like I am today, that's what I do. So yeah, the Ute's done really well, really well, other than the tyres, which is not really its fault. It's doing great. And like, I really think that this big drive is really, like, you know, from when we were having trouble idling it to you know, it's just, yeah, it's great. It obviously is a little bit rough around the edges because it's been sitting, and so it just needs like a general roadworthy. So once we get back, we'll get some more parts, we'll chuck it on the new hoist, and that's the other thing. There's lots of new stuff happening, guys, so keep watching, keep following along. You might already know, we have a hoist, we have the shed fit out coming, we've got this ute, we've got another car coming, we're getting rid of another car, and we also have another car, another car coming, and that's exactly what I needed, is more projects. But they don't need a lot, right? Or one of them does, but the other one, I know you guys will like it. So so much happening, guys, so much happening, and it's all because of you guys following along, watching the journey. I really appreciate it. And you know, if you've made it this far, hopefully you like watching me, you know. Or actually, sorry, before I get into that, the other thing is, it has developed a slight miss, and I reckon there is a minor vacuum leak, because I'm struggling to change direction for my when I'm changing, like I want wind out the direction of the climate control kind of thing. I'm struggling to change the direction of the climate control, so I think there might be a small vac leak there, and in fact I can almost hear it. Yeah, so that small misfire, but I think it'll be spark plugs or leads, and it's not urgent at all. It's not that bad. I only noticed it like 15 minutes ago when we were going up a hill. But yeah, big thanks to you guys, big thanks to Ben for lending me the wheels, or not lending, to giving them to me. Extremely generous, so we'll find a way to say thank you. You know, another thing that's hard to say, and if you've made it this far, hopefully you like watching my videos. You know, it's not all about the cars, but I had to do something different. You know, I was getting stuck in a little bit of a rut. I needed to do something different, go on a bit of an adventure. And as much as I love doing the reviews, and I do, just mix it up a little bit, you know, just like Mighty Car Mods do. And I think that that is the key. While they don't do reviews, they do lots of traveling, and then they do lots of builds, and they do the odd video, you know, Marty shared or whatever. So I think that's the key, you know, just keep mixing it, variety. So that is probably what I'm going to do in the future. I might sneak a review in every now and then. But anyway, off to the campsite. He's definitely jealous. No question about it. I admit that I'm not one for words, but man, this joint is beautiful. Look at this. Absolutely amazing. As much as I love cars, guys, traveling is just fantastic. Really is. Look at that. Big sky. Absolutely. So I ended up staying at Moss Vale. The lady was extremely nice. So yeah, definitely recommend it, guys. We're gonna go this way. Good morning. I have to admit I was a little bit reluctant to pay to stay anywhere, but I don't regret it at all. I feel amazing. 6 in the morning at the moment. Just got to rebuild my key. This has got to be fixed ASAP. This key thing is really annoying. So what's happened is every time I go to start it, the battery falls out, and then this little pin thing falls out, so I've got to slot all of that back in like that, and then this guy that goes in, and then so it's all together. That's one key. Now I have to turn it, and I haven't started it this morning, and it's still early in a campsite, so we're going to go quickly because this car's a little bit loud. There we go. So now we remove that part of the key. Anyway, so yeah, I'm really glad that I stayed there. I feel so fresh, and it just feels so good. Where before was not the case at all. It felt like garbage. Just really trying to ride the clutch so I'm nice and quiet. Anyway, we're going to head to Albury now. About 4 hours. I'm going to fill up the car again in a second. Oh, it just feels so good. Yeah, definitely recommend the campsite. It was really cheap. 45 bucks for a powered site. And yeah, that's all I needed really. Alright. First thing we're going to do is get a coffee. I went last night and made some Instagram reels. Just talked about the car, answered some questions. It's been quite challenging because I've never done anything quite like this, and I didn't know how to reveal the car, whether to do it on YouTube here or Facebook and Instagram. I can't really help myself. But the other two cars that we've got coming, I think you'll like. One I know that you'll like, especially if you're a little bit older, you will really like it. Well, I don't have to do manual indicators today. Alright, so it still says we've got an indicated half a tank, but my trip meter, oh my god, that's the biggest pothole. says we've done 430 Ks, and I would have thought that this car's range would be about 600, so we're just going to fill up. And I know what you're thinking is, do you really need to rebuild the key every time? Well, if it doesn't read the key, it cuts out the fuel pump. So it'll start for 2 seconds, and then that's it. There we go. You drove 432 kilometres and used 38 litres of fuel. Wow, so we've been getting 8.9 litres per 100k, which is pretty good for a ute that has been sitting for years and is fully loaded, and yeah, fully loaded ute, been sitting for a long time. I'm actually really impressed with that. And it's got 345 gears because it's a LSD, because it's a ute this pack LSD thing. That's good. I do love the ute platform. It's just such a cool thing, and yeah, I love utes. My favourite shape. I've had plenty. I've had a red one like this. I've had an SS, VUSS. I've had a VZ ute, just a V6 manual, and of course my famous VS ute. Utes are just the best. They really are. They're fantastic, and they look great. I have to admit, the hard lid is slightly less practical because you can't put stuff taller than the tub without taking it off, but it looks great, doesn't it? Yeah, it really does.
The best investments in the world.
Over the previous model.
All right, we have just got, oh, there you go, it went away. Fixed it. I was just gonna say we have an engine light, but nothing changed. Like, nothing changed at all how we were driving, so I don't know what's going on there, but I think when we get back, it's definitely worth going over the whole car, sensors, cleaning, spark plugs, leads, all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, sort that out when we get back. But yeah, literally nothing changed.
These two, and
I've just pulled over. Have a look at this in the rain. This thing looks $1,000,000 aside from the wheels, but this is what I'm envisioning. Obviously we're going to fix the front bar, swap the headlights, get HSVI Sabres or something. We'll put the V6 badge back on, fix the indicator, sort all this out, sort that out as well, pull that off, same wheels, you know, fix all these little things, give it a buff, and have our S badge back there. It actually sounds pretty good too. And oh yeah, and we're going to change those tail lights, but not a bad thing, guys, not a bad thing at all. Fix up all this stuff. I'm really excited. I'm really excited actually. Little hot rod.
what the reality is that
She says, how's the living? $1 you need that.
And we're actually in Albury. So Albury, if you don't know, is the town between it's right on the border of New South Wales and Victoria. And my car buying journey actually began in Albury back when I was 18 years old. Bit of a story time. I bought my first VN Commodore. I caught a train up here. It took a really long time, and sight unseen, $1,500. It was a white manual VN Executive with 6 months of New South Wales registration. Great car, honestly. I had that for years. I put it on club plates immediately, which was not really the thing to do back then, because the VNs, I mean, this was 2016, VNs were just eligible on historic plates. So yeah, it was quite rare for somebody to do that, but I did it, and Anyway, caught the train, was on there for 8 hours. Actually, kind of a similar story to this car. You know, cost bugger all. And then I picked it up, drove it back. Had no radio and my phone was flat. So I drove back in total silence, but had that car for a really long time. And I ended up selling it, which is a shame, but yeah, great old car that, it really was. Tell you what, I am getting sick of this key situation. I'll have to fix that pretty much as soon as I get back. But anyway, I've just filled it up again. So this time, there we go, good. So this time we used 36.28 litres, and we have travelled 442 kilometres. So let's figure out what that is. We'll just move out of the way. Right, so that was 8.2 litres. So we're actually doing a little bit better than before. 8.2 litres per 100. That is a surprise. Obviously it is entirely highway though, but still, that's pretty. Again, we've done, other than changing the air filter and the oil filter, which you guys saw in the last episode, we haven't done anything. So, pretty bloody happy with that. Now onto the final stretch. I don't think I'll need to buy any more fuel. And of course, the second that we get back to Victoria, literally 30 seconds ago, it starts pissing down.
Plunging his face into the...
As long as you're not like over.
You know, we've just gotten back. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. That was just a motorbike that come past at about 200 k's an hour. Anyway, what I was going to say is, just as we get back into Victoria, I have to be honest, my love for Victoria is disappearing, and even removing the political things about Victoria. I mean, I'm not going to go into that, but obviously if you're from Victoria or you've watched the news, Victoria's in big trouble. But you know, as soon as I get into Victoria, there's potholes everywhere, there's graffiti everywhere, and you know, the weather's average, but I don't mind the weather. I mean, that can't really be controlled, but the other stuff, I don't know, just a lot of the places I've been travelling to, even Perth, a lot of those places are really bloody nice, especially the Gold Coast. And the thing is, it's not like Melbourne or Geelong is the cheap alternative. And you know, just as a quick Google, I searched online at the price of rentals and stuff. In Geelong and Gold Coast, it's really not that different, which is pretty crazy. I will say though, there are one thing or a couple of things that Victoria does better. Number one, our Club Rego rules are fantastic, much better than the Queensland ones, I think, and the cost of registration is fantastic. So that the club permit scheme in Victoria is really, really good. And the other thing that we do that's fantastic is unregistered vehicle permits. Now, obviously, this car that I'm driving is unregistered, and I went to get one in New South Wales, and you couldn't get one online, which is ridiculous. I had to either go into the office or whatever, or in person, or send a letter in the mail, which is ridiculous. So I called Service New South Wales, or I can't remember the name, but called them, asked about it, and they said to buy a Victorian one, which was a complete contradiction of what it said on the website. So I just bought a Victorian one, and luckily I haven't been pulled over, but I don't know what to do. I don't think they knew either, but luckily we made it. We're in Victoria now, so it's not a problem. yeah, little disappointing coming back home, if I'm honest. I have enjoyed this trip. And actually, here's another thing. I'll just spin you around. Look at the fucking traffic, honestly, like on the way in. And Melbourne is always like this now. Always. You cannot escape it. And yeah, there are little bits, and I'm sure Sydney's probably not much different, but I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of it. It's really changing a lot, just in the last few years. And anyway, this is a whole separate video discussion. I don't want to talk about it too much on here. But if any of you guys have moved from Melbourne or whatever, let me know your experience. I'm not looking forward to moving all those cars though, if I did decide, because moving factories is awful. Really, really is. But I know it's a little bit critical, but I actually don't hate the exhaust. It's not as great as a V8, obviously, but in the car, it's really not too much. I don't know. I reckon it would pass a roadie with it. Like, it's not too loud. I don't know. I guess I'll leave it up. I'll leave it up to you guys. And what I kind of want to do with this, if I haven't mentioned it in this video, is build this together with you guys, especially over on Instagram. I have a picture that I want for this car. I know exactly what I've got in my head. This is the shit I'm talking about. Look at this. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? If you make a mistake like that, just bloody go with it and go do it. Figure it out later, but you're putting lives at risk. He just came to a complete stop in that lane. What a fuckwit. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. But yeah, look, maybe I'm just sick of Victoria at the moment. Just nothing like that happened when I was over there. I'm glad I got that on camera. Yeah, anyway, I don't hate the exhaust. But what I do hate is, I want to stop talking about Victoria. But we're going to change a lot of things on this car, but I want to keep it true to what I would probably own it as a P-planer if I'd got it. So that's my goal with this, because that's what a lot of these went to. But don't worry, I'm not going to spoil it and skid it or anything like that. I'm not interested in that. Definitely needs a good going over, some new tyres, new bushes, suspension, tail shaft rubber, brakes, the lot, right? It's okay for this drive, but I really would like to get some new gear on it. The owner said that he put on the last clutch was done 180,000 kilometers ago, but it is still sweet as a nut. So won't be touching that, and I doubt I'll need to change it.
I'm doing well.
Alright guys, well that is the end of the journey. We are not far from the shed now. The car has made it, other than those few flat tires. So I just wanted to film this and say thank you if you've made it this far. And the next video is we'll have a proper walk around it in the shed and see what my plans are, and talk about it, see what you guys think. And I'm really excited to share this car. The other thing is a big thank you to Easy Auto Parts for sponsoring this, you know, for sending some parts to put on it, the belt, the oil and filter. Very generous from them. And we still have a lot of parts to put on. There's all those pulleys, I may as well put those on, because they weren't terrible, but you know, we've got them, so we'll use them. And the car has developed a little bit of a misfire, so we'll do plugs as well. Can't hurt, right? And we'll do the fuel filter that they provided. So a massive shout out to them guys. And if you use the code that I'll put on screen now, you can actually save 10%. So go help them out, guys, because they have really helped me out. And because of them, another Commodore has saved. So thank you very much. So big thanks to them, and we'll also get some Holdcom parts onto this, and I'm really excited, guys. The hoist has been delayed, unfortunately. I'm spewing. I thought it would be done before I even left for this trip, but it's still, yeah, I'm still waiting, which is a bugger, but hopefully for not much longer. I'm excited, guys. This is a bit of a chapter 2 moment. I really want to focus on working on cars and saving some, and this is part 1. We've got some more cars coming, and some of them already there, but I just haven't talked about them yet. I'm really excited, guys. You guys are going to love them. You guys are going to love them. One especially I'm really excited about. But yeah, first things I want to fix with this car though is just that shifter. Sorry, the indicator. Yeah. Anyway, we'll go through it in the next video. Thank you guys very much as we drive into Geelong City here. You guys don't know I live in Geelong, but yeah, I'm not going to take you right to the shed, of course. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I've really enjoyed this journey. I have to be honest, I'm surprised nothing went wrong with the car. The tyres, not really the car's fault in hindsight. I probably should have bought 4 rather than just spares. I can't really blame the car for that. So the car has performed well. So it might be a little bit of a boring video, but hopefully not. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. And of course, a massive thank you to Dean from BHD Hire for donating the car. Extremely generous, and there is value in this car. Obviously, you know, this, the hard lid and it being 5-speed, and it's a good runner. It's straight. It just needs a little bit of love. So a massive thank you to him. And if you guys are in the Grafton area and you're looking for some machinery to hire, go help him out, because he's really helped out the channel, and he has become part of the, you know, of the history of this car. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a sticker, his sticker, on this car indefinitely. And normally I don't like stickers on cars, but this is an exception because, well, I think it's only fair that he gets a little bit of exposure for being extremely generous. This car, yeah, I want to do this car justice. Oh, my fuel light has just died. But there you go, we'll add that to the list. That's another thing that we need to fix. Hope you guys have enjoyed the journey. The rest of this car's journey up on the hoist will replace pretty much everything, I reckon, because it's been sitting for so long in grass. A lot of the rubbers and stuff will be completely buggered, so that needs to be fixed. Even though it drives fine, but still, I'm sure there's a lot of bushes that are cracked and worn. And of course, we'll tidy up a few things like the bumper bar not hanging off, and like the bumper bar hanging off, and just a few little things. But overall, it's a good car. It's made it this far. More, you know, nothing to complain about really, and it's reasonably comfortable. Looks good. It's definitely worth saving. Thank you guys very much for watching, liking, and subscribing. And also, gotta be honest, I'm kind of warm into the exhaust. Thanks for watching.